and shy, hair blonder than it would be in my teen years. In shorts and sandals, a young prince of the neighbourhood, the South Birmingham suburb of Hollywood. How perfect. 10 o'clock in the morning on any given weekday in 1964, and I've stepped down off the porch and wait, kicking at the grooved concrete driveway, watching as Mom pulls the front door closed, locks it up, and puts the key in her handbag. She puts the handbag in the shopping bag, and off we go. Left off the drive and up the hill that is the street on which we live. Simon Road. Our house is number 34, one up from where the road ends. We walk together along the pavement, counting down. 32, 30, 28. On the left side of the street are all the even-numbered semi-detached houses, single buildings designed to function as two separate homes. Ours is twinned with number 36. Across the street, the odd-numbered houses are detached, each building a single dwelling, all much larger than ours, and so the back gardens, which are long and tree-filled and bordered at the bottom by a stream. The driveways are slicker too, with space for more than one car. Later on, when I started to become a little status aware, I would ask my parents, why didn't you pay the extra £600 that would have got up the stream at the back? I hold Mom's hand, remembering the Beatles song that is so often on the radio as the incline gets steeper. We reach the crest of the hill, where Simon Road meets Douglas Road, and turn right. We pass a 12-foot-high holly bush, the only evidence I have found that suggests where the estate got its name. We march on, crossing Hollywood Lane in front of Gay Hill Golf Club, an establishment that will assume mythical proportions in my imagination as a venue for wife-swapping parties. Not that anyone in my family ever set foot in the place. There was no truth in the rumour. Cars flash by at 20 or even 30 miles an hour. We make it to Hightheath Lane, another main artery of the neighbourhood, which must be taken if you're visiting the old Birmingham of nans and aunts and uncles, recreational parks and bowling greens. It gets traversed a lot by the Taylor family at weekends. It must also be used by mother and son if we are to reach our destination today, St Jude's Parish Church. All this walking, we've been doing it together for as long as I can remember. Mum doesn't drive and never will. At first I'd be in my pushchair, but now I'm old enough, we walk side by side, which must have come as a relief to Mum. There's no complaining from me, it just is and ever shall be. Amen. She's sweating now in her woolen skirt and raincoat, keen to get there. We walk past the Esso filling station where in 1970 I will complete my set of commemorative football World Cup coins. One last left turn and we're on the paved forecourt upon which sits, in breeze block splendour, St Jude's Parish Church. I would go to many beautiful or inspiring churches when I was older. St Patrick's on Fifth Avenue, St Peter's in Rome, Notre Dame de Paris. But St Jude's on Glenavon Road was the most pragmatic people's church anywhere in the First World. Built in the post-World War II years, St Jude's was intended as a temporary structure, not meant to last more than a few years. It's coming up on 20 now and yawning with cold air and aching joints. Single story, with windows every 6 feet along its length, and a roof of corrugated iron. Its crude purity enhanced the idea that St Jude's faithful had about being the chosen one. Why else would we gather together in this cold, ugly place unless it was absolute certainty that we would benefit from it? A communal sense of readiness sends us through the small lobby where, on raw wooden tables, literature is offered. Some for sale, some for free. Textbooks, Bibles, songbooks, and other merchandise, including rosaries, crucifixes, and Duran Duran t-shirts. No. And pendants for St Jude, the patron saint of hopeless cases, really. On into the nave, where there's a smell of sweat and yesterday's incense. It's unusually cool in here. No, it's usually cool in here. Sometimes warm, but never hot. A tall, red-headed man plays a rickety-looking organ, quietly piping sweet music that is barely there. Eno would call it ambience. Candles burn lazily with a holy sense. On the strike of 11, the service begins. The priest enters smartly, followed by a pair of young men in white robes. The priest's team is posse, one of whom swings a silver chalice from which more incense issues. The air in the